Hi, this is Jenny from Bending Road. I am so glad you could join me today as we make this journey of life together. No matter where you go in life, two things are for certain. You will eventually come to a bend in the road, and God will always see you through. Thanks for joining me today.
Hi, I'm Jenny. Welcome to the Bending Road. I'm glad you could join me today. I want to share with you my t-shirt. It says, "Live generously." This t-shirt was actually given to me, and several of them were given to our church over in Nimmensburg as we embarked on a mission trip to Henderson Settlement back in May. We were doing a lot of painting, we were doing a lot of working, and an organization gave us these t-shirts that we could take and use, and if they got messed up, that was okay. We could chuck them, or if we had extras, we left them behind. And today I wear this shirt because it reminds me to live generously. What does it mean to live generously? Well, it's interesting in as I think about generosity, it reminds me of Matthew 6:19 through 21, where it says, "Do not lay up for yourselves treasures on earth where moth and rust destroy, and where thieves break in and steal. But lay up for yourselves treasures in heaven where neither moth nor rust destroys, and where thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Jesus was not talking about a bank account where we put money away for future needs. No, Jesus was talking about those things that we do that have eternal consequences. When we went to Henderson Settlement, we received these t-shirts. But it did cost us something. It cost us some gas money to go down. It cost us food costs as we traveled. There was a cost for our room and board as we stayed there. There was a cost for the materials that we needed to do the projects, the paint or the wood or the lighting fixtures that were put up. There was a cost. Most of that cost was covered by donations. People were so generous. We raised, I believe it was about $8,000 to make this trip. But there was still a personal cost. There was time. It took us like 9-10 days, my memory's foggy, to go down and to do the work and come back. It cost us physical exhaustion. We were worn out when we painted. But those things, all those hours with our hands above our heads painting or putting in light fixtures, those things, although they cost us something, they were important and would be remembered by the people who use those rooms, use those lights. Oh, they won't know our names. They won't even know our faces. But they know those generous people, those people who chose to live generously and come and spend some days to make the place where they are a better place. Moth and rust will not steal those things. They won't destroy those things. Maybe over time the paint will get chipped, the colors will fade, and the lights will burn out. They'll need to be replaced. But the people who use those things will always be appreciative for those who came and helped. Proverbs 28:27 says, "Whoever gives to the poor will not want, but he who hides his eyes will get many a curse." That proverb is telling us not to shut our eyes to those in need, but to give to those whom we can, to help those whom we can. And Psalm 112 verse 5 says, "It is well with the man who deals generously and lends, who conducts his affairs with justice." Yeah, it is well with the one who lives generously. Another verse I want to share with you is 1 Timothy 6:17 through 19, which says, "As for the rich in this present age, charge them not to be haughty, nor to set their hopes on uncertainty of riches, but on God, who richly provides us with everything to enjoy. They are to do good, to be rich in good works, to be generous and ready to share, thus storing up treasure for themselves as a good foundation for the future, so that they may take hold of that which is truly life." Life isn't about just socking money away for the future, to live high and wealthy down the road in retirement. No, real life is to share with one another, to work together. We don't take these bends in our road alone. We do it together. Truly, riches are uncertain. Anybody who's tried to fill their gas tank with gasoline these days, anybody who's tried to buy groceries, anybody who's looked at their retirement investments will know that the riches of this age are uncertain. But God richly provides us with everything to enjoy. My husband Dave and I have tried to practice living generously. We don't always. Sometimes we squirrel money away and we think, oh, we've got to save that. We've got to protect that. Sometimes we look at our retirement funds and we get a little nervous. We have bought things we didn't need. But our hope is that every day we will learn to live a little more generously, to share with others. And sometimes that means that we need to learn to go without. In my previous video, I talked about being satisfied in plenty or in want, being content with life no matter what. And we need to learn that lesson in order to truly live generously. Another verse that comes to mind comes from 2 Samuel 24. And I think about this often. So David wants to give a burnt offering to God. David wants to honor God. So he goes to Araunah and says, I want to buy your threshing floor. I want to buy your oxen. I want to buy this material to give this burnt offering. And Araunah says, let my lord the king take whatever he wishes and offer it up. Here are oxen for your burnt offering, and there are the threshing sledges and ox yokes for wood. Your Majesty, Araunah gives all of this to the king. May the Lord your God accept you. Now, King David could have said, oh, that's great. Thank you. I'm going to take all this stuff that you're so generous. You're giving this to me. But in this case, the king replied, no, I insist on paying you for it. I will not sacrifice to the Lord my God burnt offerings that cost me nothing. So David bought the threshing floor and the oxen and paid 50 shekels of silver for them. The key verse here is verse 24. I will not sacrifice to the Lord my God burnt offerings that cost me nothing. If all we do is give away that which costs us nothing, if all we do is give to the church or give to the poor, that part of our income that costs us nothing, gifts or interest earned, if that's all we give away? What is our offering, really? What is our sacrifice? My hope today is that I would encourage you to look at your generosity. Are you living a generous life? And is your offering, is your giving really a sacrifice? What is your offering to God costing you? This is something that I face all the time. I have to look at this all the time to make sure that my offerings are true sacrifices. And that's not to say we can't give away some of the free stuff. We get a gift, we re-give it, and we feel generous because we give that away. Or we give of the excess, or we give of the interest earned. That's not to say we can't do that. But let's not allow that to be our only generosity. Let's not call that a sacrifice. That is not our tithes. Now, our tithes, our sacrifice costs us something. Just a challenge for all of us today, myself included, most definitely. I hope I've encouraged you today to live generously. And I'll see you next week on the Bending Road.
If you're watching on YouTube and if you have been encouraged by this message, I would love it if you would hit that thumbs up button. You can also click the subscribe button so that you will know when I upload my next video. In this way, we work together to encourage each other as we travel life together and navigate the bends in our road. If you have not done so already, connect with me on my website or on Facebook and let me know how I can pray for you as you navigate the bend in your road. I hope you have been encouraged today, and I pray that when you see the bend in your road, you will not be afraid, but will take the hand of God and keep walking. You are not alone. See you next time.